Dahmer do what he did?
Dahmer, you know, his rationalization, his explanation was he was lonely. He was a lonely person. He had trouble making relationships. Once he made a relationship, he became a little bit happy. When the person said they had to leave, he became depressed, and that's when he decided to take their lives.
Why eat them?
He didn't have a very good reason for that. He said that he had found it to be a sexual experience to eat parts of their body. He told me which parts he preferred. He said it gave him strength. It gave him a feeling that these people would be with him forever.
Roll tape I. This is Bob's.
And then I did cut the arms, head, legs off, bagged each piece, triple bagged in large plastic trash bags, and put them in the back seat of the car, thinking to drive them and drop the evidence off in a ravine, 10 miles, a deep ravine, 10 miles from my house. Did that at 3 o'clock in the morning. Halfway there on this deserted country road, I get pulled over by the police. Police. And we're driving left of center. The guy calls a backup squad. So there's 2 of them there. They do the drunk test. I pass that. They shine the flashlight in the back seat, see the bags, and ask me what it is. I tell them that it's garbage that I hadn't gotten around to dropping off at the local landfill the day before. And they believe it, even though there's a smell from it. So they give me a ticket for driving left of center, and I go back home.
He seems so matter-of-fact.
He never pulled any punches. That's one thing about Dahmer that impressed me. If anything impresses you about these people, he was very candid, and he didn't hold anything back.
Unlike John Wayne Gacy, get tape FF ready. Unlike Gacy, who continued to deny. I know Gacy was corresponding with my wife, who was at that time a producer for my daytime program, right to the very, very end. He denied it.
John never told the same story twice. It was sometimes he'd be very candid, sometimes he'd admit half of the murders, sometimes he would admit a third, and at the time of his death, of course, he said he didn't kill anybody, you know.
Nobody at all. Any idea what his motivation was?
Gacy was an individual who was just he felt like he had total entitlement to life. I mean, he did what he wanted to do. He had a preference to young males. He was married several times for cover, to provide cover to live in a normal environment in a neighborhood, but his preference was young adolescent males, and he just felt entitled. He told me specifically, he said they were human trash. Why is everybody so upset about this?
Okay, he has more on Dahmer. This is just amazing. I've never heard this before. Here's Gigi.
Did you render him unconscious with the blow?
Yes.
And what transpired after that?
Then I took the barbell and strangled him.
Okay, and then after that? Had there been sexual activity before that?
No, because he wasn't interested in it.
Okay.
I was very frightened at what I had done. Paced the house for a while. I did masturbate over him.
Were you sexually aroused by the actual event of the...
By the physique. That's what it is.
Okay.
They had other suspects, and they had tunnel vision in to say, it's Gacy's house, it's easier to put everything on Gacy. The state come up with a scenario as to who did the killing, and then they just built their case around there. And as it progressed, they kept leaking stuff to the media, which made it even larger than what it was. The sensationalism grew, and it's like a snowball that you put on top of the roof, and as it's rolling down the roof, it grows and grows and grows. Well, by the time you get into about the first 60 days of my case, it is so big that nobody wants to back off of what they're saying, even if they're wrong.
Both those guys are dead. Gacy executed. Dahmer murdered behind bars. Comment, Jack Levin, on motivation in these guys?
Well,